But when the two of you go to a school visit and you are an hour ahead of time as opposed to two, the negotiated time, what does that day look for you? What can all of the listeners who are thinking these guys are fantastic, I want to have them come to my school, what can they look forward and expect to happen when you show up?
Well, I always do some drawing, of course, some interactive drawing with the kids. And we always read Moo. Moo is always a big hit. It's always an interactive reading. There's nothing like hearing 300 students in a gymnasium reading or mooing all together at the same time. So that's always a lot of fun. Yeah, and when David and I do presentations together, we talk about the process of creating the books together. Yeah, and then what else, David, would we talk about here?
We often show a PowerPoint, like the studio of where we work. I'll do that when I'm doing my presentation on my own. I know you do that as well, too. We show the process, showing sketches. I always talk about all the rejection letters that I give when go to school visits. I show my stack of 198 rejection letters I've received over the years. And kids ask if I still get rejection letters, and I tell them, no, I do not. I get rejection emails now. I don't get rejection.
Yeah.
But yeah. And just having Mike illustrate, that is always a huge hit. I love watching Mike draw, and Mike just mesmerizes the kids when he does drawing. And often, when we work together, I will solicit ideas from the kids that Mike can then add to his drawing. So I try and choose the kid who's going to say something that I know Mike doesn't want to draw.
No horse.
A horse, yeah. Draw a horse now, Mike. Yeah.
A motorcycle.
What's wrong with horses?
I just have a difficult time drawing them. Originally, Baby Cakes in See the Cat was riding in on a horse, and I suggested, I think a unicorn would be much funnier, David. But secretly, I just didn't want to draw a horse. So
why is a unicorn, which granted has the additional appendix that a horse does not, or not an appendix, the horn? Why is that easier for you to draw than a horse?
I think you can have more fun with the color. It just seems like you can be a little more creative with it. I don't know. It doesn't have to look so stringent, maybe? I don't know. You just have a little more creative freedom with a unicorn. I know they're very similar, obviously, but it just seemed, and unicorns can be pink, and that's better than brown, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. They're more magical.
How far about book number 4, See the Horse? 3 stories about lots and lots of horses.
You have to see if Mo Willems is available. Just kidding.
We're in the hopes of providing future students with ways to stump you at school visits. Is it limited to horses, or other things that you just avoid drawing? Do you have a list?
Well, the only other thing that comes to mind, when David and I would do the Moo tour, where we visited 60 different libraries, Cow would be riding something, and the kids would pick, and I just didn't want them to pick a bicycle or a motorcycle. Those are always difficult, to have a cow riding a bike or a motorcycle with the wheels and having her be able to reach the pedals. It's always a little tricky. So motorcycles and bikes are up there with horses.
But you did both of those, Mike. I've seen you draw a cow on a motorcycle, a cow on a bike, cow on a snowmobile. I've seen you draw. I remember we were at one event and said, what should we have cow drawing? And the kid said, riding a potato.
Yeah, I like that one.
Mike did, yeah. Boy, Mike could pull out any of these things. And you did some pretty creative stories on that Moo tour, Mike. Pretty creative illustrations.
Well, thanks, David.